Hello and welcome to another edition of Ask Ben W, the video series where I get to tackle exactly one question as I walk from my parked car to my office in Denver Public Schools. Today's question goes something like this. What is the right number of schools to visit in a school year? Now, this question is both for me in a director role in a large urban school district, as well as it is a question for many other support roles and even for teachers. And I'm thinking a lot about just how many classrooms we get into, how many different teachers and schools we support. But more than anything, this question for me is about how it is that we see more versions of school and of learning and of interactions between adults and children. And if nothing else, by visiting more schools, more places, more classrooms, we see those different versions of learning, and we do not become so obsessed with the one that we have most impact on. We don't become obsessed with a single understanding of school or of education. And so it makes me think that that the right number is upwards of 30, 40, or 50 schools. So I know that that's like a large range and everything like that, going from 30 to 50 schools. But I think that by sort of putting a stake in the ground and saying, I am going to see this many classrooms, I am going to see this many different teachers teaching, I am going to have conversations with this many different kinds of educators and of adult learners. By doing that and putting it at I would say a higher level of importance, a higher priority for your work, for your everyday experience, to me that is something that embraces those that you are serving, that shows the power of being connected to many different types of educators and the way in which you are making connections for others in every new classroom or school that you are visiting. Now, in order to do that, I do think we have to think a little bit differently about visiting schools and classrooms. I do think that watching a video or having a video conference with a teacher in a school where you are actually watching practice happen, or you are looking at, what's going on in the school and things like that, you are visiting the classroom, and that is worthwhile to do. You do not have to physically drive there in order to be able to support those teachers and leaders. And so if we broaden that definition of a visit out that far, then what we get to do is maybe not limit ourselves in geographic area, not limit ourselves in how many classrooms you could see even in a given day. And so if we make a priority of working directly with educators, teachers, and leaders across the city and across all of the schools that you can support, it changes the conversation to be more focused on the schools themselves, right? By placing the number of schools that you are supporting at as many weeks as there are in the year, right? If there are 52 weeks in the year, should you be striving for at least one school or classroom visit every single week. And if you haven't done it, should you look for connections to find people to have conversations with, by Friday afternoon, right? And that you hop into a community and you ask, who can I support? And how can we make that support not just this one conversation, but an ongoing conversation? So anyway, that's my thoughts on how many schools or classrooms you should visit in a given school year. I think I'm going to set my sights on between 40 and 50 schools in this coming school year, and see just how well I'm going to be doing, and checking in. If you have thoughts, please do leave them in the comments. And if you'd like to ask a question, please use the hashtag AskBenW. I hope you have a great day of learning.